All right, let's talk about something that's become as common as that one relative who overshares at Thanksgiving misinformation. It's absolutely everywhere, isn't it? You scroll through your phone, you glance at a headline, you overhear a conversation, and bam, there it is, another piece of news that might be as factual as a unicorn riding a unicycle. It's like a digital fog that's settled over everything, making it increasingly difficult to see what's real and what's just, well, complete and utter nonsense. This isn't just a minor annoyance, it's a full-blown infestation, a relentless barrage of questionable content designed to, at best, confuse and at worst, actively harm. We're swimming in it, folks, and it's getting harder to keep our heads above water. The truly insidious part about this whole misinformation mess is how cleverly it often masquerades as truth. It doesn't always show up wearing a "Hello, I'm fake news" t-shirt, oh no. It often comes wrapped in official-looking graphics, cited by experts you've never heard of or shared by someone you trust, like your Aunt Carol, who also believes essential oils can cure, well, everything. It preys on our biases, our fears, and our desire for simple answers in a complicated world. It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. The Trojan horse filled not with Greek soldiers, but with a legion of half-truths and outright fabrications, all designed to slip past our defenses and take root in our understanding of the world. This deceptive packaging makes it particularly potent. Now, you might be thinking, okay, John, so some stuff online is wrong, what's the big deal? And that, right there, is the danger. It's a big deal, a monumental, earth-shatteringly enormous deal, in fact. This isn't just about someone getting the score of a football game wrong or misremembering a movie. Quote. We're talking about misinformation that influences elections, that impacts public health decisions during a global pandemic, that incites violence and that erodes the very foundations of trust in our institutions, in science, and even in each other. It's like a corrosive acid slowly eating away at the fabric of society, one shared lie at a time. The stakes are incredibly high, so what are we going to do about it? Well, we can't just stick our heads in the sand and hope it goes away, because spoiler alert, it won't. It's going to take a bit of effort, a dash of critical thinking, and a healthy dose of skepticism. This isn't about becoming cynical hermits who trust nothing and no one. It's about becoming informed consumers of information, about learning to spot the red flags, and about understanding the mechanisms that allow this digital detritus to proliferate so effectively. We need to arm ourselves with knowledge, because in the fight against misinformation, knowledge truly is power. And frankly, we need all the power we can get. Let's get down to brass tacks. What exactly is misinformation? Put simply, it's false or inaccurate information. Crucially, it's spread regardless of whether there's an intent to deceive. Someone might share a bogus story because they genuinely believe it's true. Bless their cotton socks. They're not necessarily trying to be a villain from a Bond movie, cackling as they sow chaos. They might just be mistaken. And that's a key difference from its more sinister cousin, disinformation, which is false information spread to deceive. For our purposes today, we're focusing on the broader problem of incorrect stuff getting out there, because intent or not, the damage can be just as severe. It's the outcome, not just the origin story, that matters. So how does this mountain of hogwash travel so fast and so far? Think of it like a particularly virulent digital sneeze. One person shares it, then 2 of their friends share it, then 4 of friends share it, and before you know it, that one tiny, incorrect germ of an idea has infected an entire online community. It often spreads because it taps into our emotions, fear, anger, surprise, or even a desire to belong. Sensational headlines, shocking but untrue claims, and emotionally charged language are like rocket fuel for misinformation. The more outrageous it sounds, the more likely some people are to hit that share button without a second thought, without even a cursory glance to see if it holds water. Another huge factor in its rapid dissemination is the way our online world is structured. Algorithms on social media platforms are often designed to show us more of what we already engage with. So if you click on one questionable article, the platform might think, aha, they like this sort of thing, and then proceed to serve you up a buffet of similar, potentially equally dodgy content. This creates echo chambers and filter bubbles, where you're surrounded by information that confirms your existing beliefs. Whether those beliefs are based on solid facts or on something you read on a website run by a guy in his pajamas in a basement. It's a cycle that reinforces itself. And the speed, oh the speed. In the pre-internet dark ages, a piece of misinformation might have spread through gossip or a poorly researched pamphlet taking days, weeks, or even months to gain traction. Now, a lie can circumnavigate the globe multiple times before the truth has even had a chance to put its boots on, as the saying almost goes. One tweet, one Facebook post, one viral video, and suddenly millions can be exposed to something completely fabricated. This unprecedented velocity and reach make modern misinformation a uniquely challenging beast to tackle. It's not just a local problem anymore, it's a global pandemic of falsehoods. Now, this isn't just some abstract academic discussion about the nature of truth. Oh no! Misinformation has real, tangible, and often devastating consequences. Think about it. When people believe things that aren't true, they make decisions based on those false beliefs. And those decisions can have a profound impact on their lives and the lives of everyone around them. It's not a harmless bit of online fun, it's a force that can shape reality, often for the worse, leading to outcomes that range from the merely unfortunate to the truly catastrophic. This is where the digital disconnects from the ethereal and slams headfirst into the concrete reality of our daily existence. Consider the absolute horror show of health misinformation, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. We saw it all, didn't we? Claims that drinking bleach could cure the virus. Spoiler, it cannot, and please, for the love of all that is holy, do not try it. Conspiracy theories about vaccines containing microchips or altering your DNA, which, scientifically speaking, is utter balderdash. This kind of nonsense didn't just lead to heated arguments online, it led to people refusing life-saving vaccines, ignoring public health advice, and tragically, in some cases, losing their lives or harming others. The cost of believing these falsehoods was, and continues to be, measured in human suffering and avoidable deaths. And it's not just our physical health that's under attack. Our civic health, the very bedrock of democratic societies, is also taking a battering. Misinformation surrounding elections, for example, has become depressingly common. We've seen widespread, baseless claims of voter fraud, accusations of rigged systems, and narratives designed to undermine faith in the electoral process itself. When people are convinced without evidence that their vote doesn't count or that the entire system is corrupt, it erodes trust, fuels division, and can even lead to civil unrest or violence. A healthy democracy relies on a shared set of facts, and when those facts are constantly under assault, the whole edifice starts to wobble precariously. The consequences ripple outwards, affecting almost every aspect of our lives. Misinformation can damage reputations, destroy businesses, incite hatred and discrimination against minority groups, and even influence international relations. Think about financial scams promoted as legitimate investments, or fake news stories designed to stoke ethnic tensions. It's a pervasive poison that seeps into the cracks of society, weakening its structures and making us all more vulnerable. The impact isn't just theoretical, it's written in the headlines, seen in our communities and felt in the growing sense of unease and distrust that many of us experience. It's a serious, multifaceted threat that we simply cannot afford to ignore. So, faced with this relentless onslaught of digital nonsense, what's a sensible, moderately concerned citizen to do? Throw their phone into the nearest large body of water, retreat to a cabin in the woods with no Wi-Fi. Tempting, I grant you, but perhaps not entirely practical for most of us. The good news is, we're not helpless. There are actual concrete steps we can all take to navigate this treacherous information landscape. First and foremost, we need to engage our brains before we engage our thumbs. That means cultivating a healthy sense of skepticism, especially when confronted with information that seems too good, too outrageous, or too perfectly aligned with our own biases to be true. A crucial first step is to always check the source. Where is this information coming from? Is it a reputable news organization with a history of journalistic standards and fact-checking processes, or is it a random website with a name like Truth Unleashed? For Patriots, daily.biz, look for an About Us page. See if they list their journalists or editorial staff. Are there contact details? Anonymous sources or a complete lack of transparency are massive red flags. Also, be wary of websites that mimic the appearance of legitimate news sites, but have slightly altered URLs. It's the digital equivalent of a knockoff handbag. Looks similar from a distance, but falls apart on closer inspection. Beyond the source, look for evidence within the story itself. Does it cite credible experts? Does it link to primary sources or data? Are there multiple Independent news outlets reporting the same thing. If a story makes extraordinary claims but offers flimsy or no evidence, treat it with extreme caution. Also, pay attention to the quality of the writing. Lots of spelling errors, grammatical mistakes, or overly emotional, capitalized language can be a sign that you're not dealing with a professional operation. And please, read beyond the headline. Headlines are designed to grab attention, but they often don't tell the whole story, and sometimes they can be deliberately misleading. Finally, and this is a big one, we all have a responsibility not to become part of the problem. Before you share something, take a moment, pause, think, do a quick check. If you're unsure about its accuracy, don't share it. It's better to share nothing than to inadvertently amplify a falsehood. The fight against misinformation isn't just about identifying it, it's about stopping its spread. By being critical thinkers, responsible sharers, and vigilant consumers of information, we can help turn the tide against this flood of fakery. It takes effort, yes, but a well-informed public is the best defense against those who seek to mislead us. So let's get to work.